Hey, my name is Ditech, and I like to modify computers, and I wanted to try something that I've seen a lot of like the really high level pro awesome case modders do with their computer mods, and that is making water cooling distribution blocks. Now, you kind of need a CNC machine to make a mod like this look super professional, and I have a CNC machine now, so I've decided to give it a shot. This is actually my first time ever making something like this. I'm just going to model it out on my computer CAD program, Fusion 360, and then cut it out with my CNC machine. I just want to show off the process of how I go about making a prototype distribution block just because I think maybe it might be interesting to some people. And you should know that if you're planning on using your own CNC machine to make something like this, I only have like a month experience doing this kind of stuff, and this is the first time actually making a distribution block. So before that month, I had not done any like 3D modeling. I had never touched a CNC machine before, so this isn't like super hard to learn. You just gotta commit a couple hours and you can figure it out. So this is Fusion 360, and it's actually free if you're either a student or a hobbyist. And a hobbyist meaning like if you don't use this program, if you're like an engineer for work. Like if you're just trying to do what I'm doing and make case mods, then you're a hobbyist and this is free. I'm not super awesome at CAD modeling yet, so if you are and you see me do something that's maybe not the most efficient, then that's why. And if you're watching this video because you're interested in learning how to make one of these yourself with your own CNC machine, then you can either watch the video and look at all of the dimensions that I use in the video, like just pay attention to the small numbers everywhere, or you can check the description. I'll actually put like the most important dimensions down there as well. Obviously every distro block is going to be different, and this one is just like a rectangle. It's just a prototype, so it's not actually meant to fit anywhere. It's really just like a proof of concept kind of thing, so if you do design one of these, you're going to have to change it to fit your own needs, and I can't really help you with that because I don't know what case you're using. And anyway, if you do already have a CNC machine, then making one of these is pretty cheap. Like I said, Fusion 360 is free if you're a hobbyist. And a couple sheets of acrylic isn't going to be that expensive if you consider the mod that you're going to make with those pieces is super awesome. Obviously screws and a rubber O-ring and, hand taps, double-sided tape, the kind of stuff that I'm using in this video, also pretty cheap. So I just wanted to show off the process of modeling it in Fusion 360, and then after it's all modeled and happy, you can actually tell Fusion 360, I have a CNC machine and I want to cut this out, and these are what I'm trying to cut out, etc., etc. So once you've told the program where you want to cut out and what tool you're using to cut it out with, then it generates something called G-code, and then you load G-code up into whatever program you're going to use to control your actual CNC machine, and G-code is just like the code, like the instructions that your machine follows, because it can't read a picture. So the picture is translated into a code that your machine can read and then act upon. It might sound kind of complicated, but it's actually pretty easy. Like, you don't need to know how to write code or anything. The program just does that all for you. But anyway, this is how I modeled the part. So this is just a rubber gasket that I'm putting around the entire part that's going to have actual water in it. It's just like a 3mm O-ring, and you just buy a whole bunch of it and cut it to whatever size you want and then use Loctite to hold it together. Loctite is this instant adhesive and it's actually really strong. You can hold the two sides together for like 5 or 10 seconds after you apply the Loctite, and then that's all you need to do. You can kind of see how hard it is to pull the pieces apart again after just holding them together for like 10 seconds. And you can also see when I put the two pieces together that they're kind of spaced apart and the O-ring is kind of holding them off of each other, and that's a good thing because the O-ring is meant to be squished between the two pieces so that no water kind of escapes past it. All the screws around the outside of this thing are just meant to squish that O-ring between the two pieces, and that is what actually makes it waterproof. So after getting this far, you have to tap all the little screw holes that you made so that your screws have something to grab onto and hold that top piece down. It's a little bit tedious, but it is mandatory, so there's not really anything you can do about that. I just went around and tapped every hole individually with my hand tap, and then on the top piece, I actually drilled into these holes on this top panel just to make them slightly wider, just so that their threads wouldn't have to grab onto anything. Like, the threads can just fit through that hole just fine, but then when you get to the head of the screw, it won't be able to fit through the hole anymore, so that's what actually holds it down. It's not really super necessary to tap into the top panel, like the top piece of acrylic that you're going to use, because the head of the screw is going to be holding that down. The only thing you need to tap is really the thicker piece at the bottom. And obviously you're going to have to tap the holes that you're going to be putting your fittings into, because fittings screw into things. So again, I'm just using a hand tap to do this, because if you use a power tool, it might be too powerful. It might strip your threads, and that would be bad. But once everything is all tapped and ready to go, just screw everything in and put in your fittings and put in your tubes, and that's it. When I hold this distro block up to the camera like this, you can kind of see how the O-ring is squished down a little bit by the screws. That is what you're trying to do. It's supposed to be squished throughout the entire thing, which is why there's so many screws. So the thing holds water, and I guess that means this was successful. I actually messed up the top plate, like the thinner piece of acrylic, like twice before I got it right. The first time I actually cracked the thing in half. I was trying to drill these holes with an actual drill bit, and I didn't use small steps enough, and I tried to use too big of a drill bit and it cracked in half, so that was a fail. Also, the second time I did the smart thing and actually used the CNC machine to cut my hole, but I ended up cutting the hole a little bit too big and I wasn't able to actually tap any threads into it, and my fittings wouldn't fit in there. So on my third try, did the hole the correct size and everything fit together and it worked perfectly. All the measurements that I used in this project, like the spacing of everything spaced apart and the hole diameters and that kind of stuff, I actually got from a dude who does this kind of thing, and he's pretty good at it. His name is Cyberden Systems, and he is pretty cool, and he has a YouTube channel, which you can find in the description. I also have to give a shout out to another case modder, Jojo Coco Studio, who also you can find in the description. He actually made one of these things without any kind of like any machining tools or any kind of like 3D modeling or whatever. He just used hand tools and like power tools, and he made one of these things. It doesn't look as professional as the one that I have, but it's pretty cool, and he didn't have to buy like a $2,000 machine to do it. So actually I'll leave a link to the video that showcases the one that he made in the description, and that should be kind of an interesting watch as well. You can kind of compare the two techniques. And also in the description, I'll leave a link to all the tools and materials that I used, and the CNC machine, and the details for the software, and all of my social media accounts like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Patreon and that kind of thing. And I will see you in the next one.